Hear me. I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll run a second for one, and now they got the man trapped at third and tagging out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Hear me. I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up, everybody? We're here on Thursday night. And you know what Thursday night means? You got some football, we got some basketball, we got some baseball, we got some hockey, we probably got tennis, golf. We got all kind of major sports going on today of today's. So I'm here with you today. We're going to do a show today because I had some things I had to do on Monday. So we decided to do the show today. First and foremost, let's go over some things. Send out some prayers to the Middle East. That chaos is going on over there. I read and I read and I read and I read. And if this is all about land, then nobody's gonna have the land because it's gonna get destroyed. I really don't understand how this is happening. And you have a lot of innocent people dying that has no involvement with this, what's going on at all. So send out prayer to the Middle East. Also, excuse me, send out prayers. Do we have soldiers, Marines, Air Force, Navy, Peace Corps, the whole thing over there? And they just hit one of the bases over there. And I don't think there was anyone killed, but there were people injured. And we ain't got nothing to do with this right now. But they got us involved now. So they're going to have to pay the price. And they said Iran said they was the one that did it, so they in trouble again. So say a prayer for our soldiers as well. Also, Dana's brother, make sure you say a prayer for him. Dana's getting hit rough with this, with life right now, guys. So make sure you say an extra prayer for him as well. He should be on the show tonight. We talked earlier. He was excited about coming on the show tonight, so hopefully he'll be on a little bit later on. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to a coworker of mine, Cheryl Hawkins. She received some news today that just was bone chilling for her. So make sure you keep her in your prayers. She's a good coworker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been working with Cheryl for the last 2.5 years, and I wish I had more workers like her. She takes the initiative to go above and beyond. And she's just a good person overall. And sometimes bad things happen to good people, but I'm gonna say this: if you put your faith in the man above, he will see you through anything, good, bad, or indifferent. And I just want to let her know that we love her. I love her, and if there's anything she needs, she can give me a call. And hopefully everything works out well for her. All right, brother.
Well, we got something else.
What?
You heard about the mass shooting in Maine yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I forgot about the mass shooting in Maine. Let's talk about that for a minute real quick, because I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused on what they're telling us in the news. So they're saying that the guy, he's a little off. but they allow him to go home. And now he gets a gun, goes to a movie theater, a bowling alley, and kills innocent people. And then he goes to a restaurant and kills innocent people. Now, I'll say this. Right now, the way the weather is up there, he could be anywhere.
They said
But
now that they found the suspect dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
oh, so he killed himself.
Yeah.
And I was going to say that. I was going to say that I'm surprised we haven't. I was going to say that I'm surprised we haven't heard that he probably killed himself. He was in the military. I don't know.
Actually, no, that was a different person.
That's a different person.
Actually, that was found dead. I think he is. They still are looking for him.
Okay.
Yep, he still remains at large.
And I'm gonna say this because I was in the military, and this question always comes up and is always asked every time I go to the doctors. Have you felt like killing yourself or killing others? And the answer is always no for me. Okay. And I'm gonna say this: there's people that been overseas and come back and their mind is just not right, and you know who they are. And I'm gonna say this: the military has been good to me since I got back. With my medicines, anything I need, it's not an issue. I'll get phone calls back. When I found out that I had have emphysema, have a little bit of emphysema from the burn pits over there. They got right on top of everything. So they've been there for me. And I think sometimes with guys in the military, they don't want to be reached because it's just that bad in their life. The military has taken a turn for the best, in my opinion. To where I go, I go to Lebanon VA here in Pennsylvania, and I'm treated with the utmost respect and kindness. I don't know if that's everywhere that we have hospitals for veterans, but I have to say that the one in Lebanon, PA, has been doing an outstanding job. It doesn't look like a normal hospital. It's not run down or anything like that. It's well kept. Military is basically spending the money wisely on this situation, but you never know what's going through a person's mind when they come back from overseas. And you go through a battery of tests, but they don't test us on the mind as much as they should. And I think that's going to be something that's going to be going forward. When a person comes back, it's going to be some tests they might have to take to the mind. The health, they give you all kinds of tests for your health, your ears, your lungs, your breathing, your walking, your jumping, your whatever, sleeping. They do all of that. But the mind part of it has not been the mainstay no more, or has never been the mainstay. Ever since Vietnam, it has never been a mainstay. So I think that now the military has to concentrate on dealing with the mind as well as the soul, in the body, because you get in too many cases where you have ex-military guys doing what this guy done. And pray for their families, pray for him that they do get him and he gets the help that he needs. And yeah, you're gonna have to be accountable for what you did. And the only person that can forgive you is the man above. All that I want you to do is catch you so that you don't do any more harm to anyone else. It's just a sad state. Mo, you want to comment on that at all?
Man, I'm just tired of it. It's every day. Somebody's dying from gun violence. Another day of mental illness talked about. It's sad. It's sad. That people are not getting the help that they really need. And that's the way we have it set up. It starts with healthcare. We don't have universal healthcare. He should have been able to walk in and get help, and he shouldn't be criticized for what's going on. I'm not saying that he's innocent. All I'm saying is that we keep hearing mental illness, and we're not doing anything about it. We're not taking away guns. We're not helping people who are mentally ill. Something's got to give.
Yeah, and I know I was watching the news the other day, and they were talking about universal health, how it can work in the United States. And as we all know, that's what the health industry is what runs this country for real. If you want to keep it real with you, it runs the country. But you have more and more people go back to herbs and spices and things like that to help them maintain a good balanced meal and even help them with their body. Like I read the other day that carrots, oranges, and it was something else, I think it was, and ginger helps you with your sinuses. And I have every time I get a sinus infection, it always gets worse. And so I'm gonna try this out and see if it works for me. And if it does, I'm gonna keep on using. I was using sea moss there for a while, and it was kind of helping with my weight. But then my body got immune to it, and I didn't see a difference, so I stopped. My doctor said, "No, keep using it because it's going. You gotta give it time. You gotta give it time."
Ashwagandha, my brother. Try it out.
What's that?
Ashwagandha.
Okay, so you have to send that to the email. I mean, inbox it to me.
Okay.
As long as it's not expensive, I'll try anything once.
It's not bad on Amazon.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about Brian Belichick for a quick second here. He got a contract extension, right? Everybody thought this guy was gonna get fired, right? And it was weird that he got a contract extension because last week I was on talking about him. I talked about him for a good 30 minutes, and I was saying that They saying that that Tom Brady made Belichick didn't make Tom Brady. And I'm gonna say this. I think they needed each other to make it work. Now, if you were to take everybody that Tom Brady played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you put them on the New England Patriots, they're a dynasty through and through. They don't skip no period at all because you're gonna get other guys who want to come there and play with them because they already have what they need. But what they did in New England, they did it with normal guys. If you think about it, Mo, at the wide receiver spot, you only got one guy. Randy Moss is going to the Hall of Fame. You got Gronk going to the Hall of Fame. After that, there's not a running back that played in any of the Super Bowls going to the Hall.
That supports Brady more than Belichick.
There's no other wide receivers other than Randy Moss that may be going to the Hall, right?
That supports Brady more than Belichick.
Well, now wait, hold up, let me finish. And I don't know about the offensive line. I don't know about defense. There's some dudes on defense that probably get to the Hall, but Belichick is the coach and he's the GM. So who drafted these guys? Belichick did. But he made it so that they understand their role. But if he wasn't that good of a coach, how is it that he could plug and play somebody in there and they just go along with the program and they continually win?
Because he had the best quarterback of all time.
But he don't play defense.
He took less money so they could always have a defense.
I'm not doubting that one bit. But you still got to play defense. So even though he took less money, right? I mean, you look, Willie McGinnis.
I'm gonna stop this right here. Belichick in Cleveland. 6-10. 7-9. 7-9. 11-5. 5-11. First year without Brady. In New England. 5-11. He gets Brady. 11-5. 9-7. 14-2. 14-2. 14-2. 1 year he's hurt, 10-6. I give him credit. That was a great year that he did with whatever the quarterback was. 16. Then you go 12-4, 16-4, 11-5, 10-6, 14-2, 13-2, 12-4, 12-4, 12-4, 12-4, 14-2. It got so bad. I read it 3 years ago before he went to Tampa Bay that if Brady won 12 games in a season, his winning percentage went down. 12 games, his winning percentage went down. That's how good Brady was. And what kills it is the year that Brady leaves leaves New England, goes to Tampa Bay, he wins the Super Bowl there. He's got 7. Belichick has 6. It's all about Brady.
But hold on, let me ask you a question though. So if all those players that went to Tampa because of Brady don't go there, does Brady still win Super Bowl? Because to me, he ran all the only thing they needed actually was a quarterback down in Tampa, but they had a good defense, right? So what ended up happening is he brought some players with him. Yo, I'm going to Tampa. Come on, play with me. We're gonna make a run.
That was Gronk and Leonard Fournette.
Well, I'm talking about on the defense side. Some players went there because Tom Brady was there. And some players
that's of course Tom Brady. They wanted to play with Brady.
Right? But now, after he wins the Super Bowl, right? The next year, what happens? Everybody took a pay cut to stay there, and they don't win. Mm-hmm. They lose to the Rams.
Yeah,
right.
He went through a divorce.
But that's the same team. But that's the same team he had the year prior to, as far as starters are concerned. There was no issue and no major injuries at all.
Divorce.
Okay. Divorce had something to do with him losing to the Rams in the playoffs.
It had everything to do with him losing. He was distracted.
He was distracted.
At the start of the season, dude didn't even show up.
You really think? Well, he didn't show up because he's like, yo, I'm gonna do a Brett Favre.
He was going through a divorce, bro.
So let me ask you a question. He didn't. We're gonna get off beat here. You don't think that he saw this divorce coming?
I will say this.
She told him
that he needed to retire. He retired. But he wasn't happy at home. He said, "I'm going back to play." And she said, "I'm taking the kids and going here then." And that's what happened.
Yo, I got this. I have to disagree. Because I'm gonna say this right now. If he wins the Super Bowl, everybody be saying he won the Super Bowl in spite of going through a divorce.
Yeah, they would have. Right. But you give a man a pass. Like even I give Bill Cowher a pass. His last year he went 8-8 because his wife was sick. It was dying of cancer.
I agree. I totally understand that.
So the man was
distracted.
But it's even worse for the player than the coach.
I gotta disagree, man. I really do. I don't. I look at. I think Tom Brady is professional enough to say, you know what, I'm not even worried about it right now. I mean, it's in the back of my mind, but I got to go out and win football games, because the hardest thing for a professional athlete is to say, I can't play no more. I can't do this no more. In all actuality, Tom Brady could have played again this year if he wanted to with Tampa, but Tampa was not that strong. And they wasn't that strong, and they didn't have Gronk, because I think Gronk helped him be the player he was in Tampa Bay. But he saw the handwriting. He said, "Yeah, we ain't going back nowhere next year, so I'm not even gonna come back." Because I guarantee you, if that team had the players it needed, he would not have left. If they had an offensive line that he felt that could have kept him upright all the time, he would not have left this year. He would have still played. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this. I think they needed each other, and it just so happens that now that Belichick is having a couple of down years, and I don't think it's gonna last forever. I think this might be his worst year ever as a head coach with the Patriots. because I don't think he has a quarterback that he needs. If I was him, I would have went out and got trade. I would have went and got Trey Lance and brought something different to the flavor. I would have brought a different flavor to the plate, because now your team's got to prepare for a quarterback that can run or pass or run option pass, whatever the case may be.
He drafted Mac Jones.
Right.
He drafted Mac Jones.
But I think he drafted Mac Jones because he thought that he could be not. I'm not saying he don't think he could be another Tom Brady, but he's like, yo, I don't need a quarterback that runs. I need a quarterback that sits in the pocket and throws the ball. And as we can see right now in the NFL, you have you're getting more and more quarterbacks that can run option, play option with their feet, then they can stand in the pocket. But again, if you go back to it and you look in the Super Bowl, most quarterbacks that win Super Bowls are pocket passing quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? You have some that may take off, but the majority of them are pocket passing quarterbacks. Now they may run during the season, but in that Super Bowl game, they're not running unless they have to run. You know, and so again, I think that's where he was going. But he saw what type of quarterback he had, Matt Jones, last year, right? So you think that the quarterback whisperer and the offensive coordinator O'Brien could have fixed him to be better than what he was last year to this year? I think it takes a while. I think it takes a while for Matt Jones to understand what's expected of him from the offensive coordinator. Now, do I think he's gonna be there next year? Probably not, because they're not gonna want to waste a good defense. I think they got a good defense. It's an offense that has issues. But I think that they go out and spend money this year on free agency to get them back to where they need to be. But again, I'm surprised, like everybody else, surprised that he got a contract extended, because everybody thought he was gonna get fired. So they got something brewing in the stew for him to stay there. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Oh yeah, they definitely.
He's add the coach.
So I mean, he deserves all the praise, and also all the concerns when he's also losing. Last 4 years without Brady, 7-9, 10-7, 8-9, 2-5 right now. People always talk about how great of a coach he was. I'm like, you give Mike Tomlin Brady. Nah. Ben was a great quarterback. But he did things his way, and he always threw bad interceptions because he was trying to throw the ball to Antonio Brown. Kind of scary. The difference was Tom Brady brought Antonio Brown with him and showed him how to actually be a team player. That's why Antonio Brown has a ring right now. That's the difference between Brady.
But and you're right, because Antonio Brown didn't feel like the quarterback he had there was his friend or was perceptive to being a friend to the wide receiver corps, because they said he never invited. I don't even know. It's like, I don't even know what the backyard of his house look like. How you gonna be a quarterback and you don't know anything personal about your offensive weapons or your running back, your wide receiver, your tight end? That's kind of strange to not know them personally and for it to get out that way. So I get what he did with Antonio Brown, you know. And then once Antonio Brown left, then Ben was like, yo, come on over to my crib. Nah, it's too late now, bro. It's too late now. Don't try to save face now. Don't try to save face now. But again, I think the situation with Belichick, that I just think that I really do believe that they needed both. They needed each other. And again, I don't know if you take that same team. That if you take the team in Tampa, the team in New England, switch it with Tampa, and you have two different coaches, I don't know if they win. I don't think they win the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. And again, as rumors was swirling around that Belichick was going to get fired and come out and get a contract extension. So I know people scratching their head like, what is going on here? Why is he getting a contract? Because he got something brewing. It's something brewing. something's brewing here, man. I just got that feeling.
No, it's got that
Alright,
smell.
No, it's got that smell.
Woo! And I hope it stays like that
And
for
I
a
hope it
long
stays
time.
like that for a long time.
Do you got some Black History for me?
I surely do, my brother.
I surely do, my brother.
All right.
All right, so today I'm going to talk
today
about
I'm gonna talk
Edson
about
Arantes
Edson Arantes
do Nascimento.
Nascimento.
I'm guessing most people don't know
I'm
who that
guessing
name
most people
is.
don't know who that name is.
You also know him as
You also know
Pele.
him as Pele.
Pele was born October 23rd, 1940.
1940.
Unfortunately, Pele, the greatest
Unfortunately,
soccer
Pele, the
player.
greatest
I guess
soccer
I say
player.
soccer
Yes, I say
because we in the
soccer
U.S.
because
made
we in the
everybody else
US
call
made everybody else
football
call football
soccer.
soccer.
Soccer?
Soccer?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did that.
He died, unfortunately,
He
December
died
29th,
unfortunately December
2022.
29th, 2022.
Pele, best
Pele,
soccer player of all
best
time.
soccer
I
player
don't
of all
care what
time.
you messy
I
people
don't care
say.
what you messy
I don't care
people
what
say.
you
I don't care
how
what
you
you
Mbappe people say.
people say.
I don't care what you
I
people
don't
who
care
like
what you people who
Ronaldo,
like Ronaldo,
people who like
people who like
Fabio. I call him Fabio because
I
they
call
call
him
him Pretty
Fabio
Boy.
because they call him
Pretty
Pretty
Ricky,
Boy.
what they called him.
Pretty Ricky, what they called him.
Seriously though, none of them could
Seriously though,
stand
none
up
of
to
them
Pele.
can stand up to Pele.
So Pele was he was counted as the athlete of the century by the International Olympic Committee. Athlete of the century.
Athlete of the century.
You know, a century is 100 years.
You know,
right?
a century is 100 years, right?
Yeah, that's who Pele was.
My boy was bad like that too.
He was. Who?
He was. Who?
Jim Thorpe. He was bad like that.
Yeah, he was in football.
Yeah, he was in football.
He wasn't Pele though because
he wasn't Pele though because
it's the international sport.
It's the international sport.
So there's just too many things to talk about. There's the 1958 World Cup that he won when he was 17 years old. He was the person that won the 1962 World Cup, won the 1959 South American Championship. They lost the match against the Portuguese in the 1966 World Cup. I mean, he was just so amazing.
He was just
people
amazing.
would stop. They would close down the whole country when Pele was playing. And I'm not even joking. They would close the whole country to watch him play soccer. That's how amazing he was. The problem with Pele though is in 1913 the protest in Brazil. Pele asked for people to put aside the demonstrations to support the Brazil national team. People thought he should have been more political. I'm like, Pele a bad man. He didn't say nothing about Republicans buying shoes too. But he was a bad man. And Jordan was not voted as the athlete of the century. So all I'm gonna talk about is this. When you talk about Pele's funeral, they say there were more than 5 million people in the streets. It was a full day of a funeral service because it was that many people who wanted to be there. The man was a god here on earth. And I never support that because I believe when a man becomes a god here, that's when he dies. But this man lived 82 years because he was that special. Nobody ever tried to kill him. Nobody ever tried to do it. All they wanted to do was get close to him because that was Pele. And everybody said he was one of the greatest people they ever met because he was also humble. I don't know about being humble when you're scoring goals on people. But at the same time, they said he was a great person. So I'm gonna say, I don't know why when I had in my top 5 sports athletes of ever that I never had Pele on there. I really don't talk about soccer that often. I don't talk about soccer. I love messing with y'all, especially people that are international. Soccer. Because y'all still want to call it football, but you know where the football over. All right, I'm done.
All right. And it's funny. That's funny because I always talk about individual sports being in my top 5. I never put Pele in the top 5. I always put him in my top 10. But as I watch my high school play soccer, I'm starting to understand this thing a lot better than what I did before. I'm starting to understand how they run the plays and how they be positioning themselves and things of that nature. And again, I'm gonna say this. I think soccer players are probably the best athletes out there because they're constantly running. You're running for almost 90 minutes. 40 minutes. You're running 2 halves for 40 minutes. So you have to be in some type of shape to do that. So they get my utmost respect with that when it comes to soccer. So my person I have is Colin Powell, the first Black Secretary of the State of the United States.
He also got traded.
Who got traded?
Colin Powell. He got traded to the white domination. Chappelle Show.
Colin Luther Powell, born April 5th, 1937 to October 18, 2021, was an American politician, statesman, diplomat, United States Army officer who was the 65th United States Secretary of the State for 2001 to 2005. He was the first African-American Secretary of State. He was the 15th United States National Security Advisor from 1987 to 1989, and the 12th Chairman of the Chiefs Joint of Staff from 1989 to 1993. Powell was born in New York City in 1937 to parents who immigration from Jamaica. So is he really Black? Is he African American?
He's not white.
But is he African American?
One drop.
If his parents are Jamaican.
One drop.
That makes him Jamaican.
Still black.
That doesn't make him Afro American.
Ain't nobody Afro American.
That makes him
I ain't got Afro.
That makes him African. That makes him Afro Jamaican.
He's still black.
Is that's because society says so?
Yep.
Okay.
One drop.
He was raised in the South Bronx and educated in New York City public schools, receiving a bachelor's degree in geology from the City College of New York City. He also participated in ROTC at CCNY and received a commission as an Army second lieutenant on graduation in June of 1958. He was a professional soldier for 35 years, holding many commands and staff positions and rising to the rank of 4-star general. He was a commander of United States Armed Forces Command in 1989. Powell's last military assignment from October 1989 to September 1993 was the Joint Chiefs of Staff, chairman of the highest military position in the United States Department of Defense. During that time, he oversaw 28 crises, including the invasion of Panama in 1989, the Operation Desert Storm in Persian Gulf against Iraq in 1990 to 91. He formulated a Powell Doctrine, which limits American military action unless it satisfies critical regarding the American national security interests, overwhelming force, and widespread public support. He served as the Secretary of the State under Republican President George W.D. Bush. The Secretary of State Powell gave a presentation to the United States Security Council regarding the rationality for the Iraq War, but he later admitted that the speech contained some substance inaccuracies. He was forced to resign after Bush was reelected in 2004. And I'm gonna say this: he became a scapegoat for Bush because they swooped him down that they had nuclear weapons in Iraq and Kuwait, and they had nothing, and that's kind of why he stepped down. But he was the first Black Secretary of State. Colin Powell, like I said, from April 5th, 1937 to October 18th, 2021. Colin Powell. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Derrick Henry, Raven or Cowboy?
Raven.
Do you think the Ravens? What do you think the Ravens are going to give up other than draft picks? They said that the money is holding back everything from happening with him right now, and I think that's why the move is not made by the Cowboys, because the Cowboys got money. They got to invest in Micah and another defensive back or somebody like that. They got to invest that money in those guys.
You got to pay CeeDee Lamb, right?
And CeeDee Lamb, yeah. So I think that's what's holding them back from going after Derrick Henry. But the Ravens, this move seems right for the Ravens. This seems the right move for the Ravens because they can't keep running backs healthy for some reason at all. They have the kid Hall in there that is pretty decent, and I think he fumbled against you guys, and that's how you end up winning the game or something like that.
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill.
Yes. And so he's doing it by commit. I mean, he's doing it basically by himself right now. You have Edwards who's a fullback, but bringing Henry in, that does help offense. But the way Lamar playing right now, I don't know if they really need that dude. You know, I don't know. The dismantling of the Lions this weekend showed me that it was always an offensive coordinator that handcuffed Lamar from doing what he needed to do, in my opinion. He does have some weapons around him now. And Flowers is a bad boy. He always got Mark Andrews. And the offensive line is still healthy. And he don't have to run as much. And if you notice, he slides a lot more now than he's ever done. So I don't know if Henry is the answer, because now you're taking the ball out of Lamar's hands and giving it to Henry. Not that Henry can't do the job, but
that saves Lamar from a lot of runs.
It does save Lamar, but I think the hold-up issue is the money, because now they're saying the Titans want the Baltimore and the Cowboys, who are the two teams that they're in the front runners to get him, are saying that we need you to eat some of this money for Derrick Henry if he comes here. And it's like, nah, I don't know about the money part of it. So if you're Baltimore, do you bring him in? Do you give a contract extension so that money don't settle right there a couple years out? Mo, how do you handle that?
The problem is they don't have enough money to pay Patrick Queen and him. And they've always put money more on defense than they have on offense. That's why Lamar has never really had a great wide receiver. They tried to address it with bringing in Odell Beckham. So if they cut Odell Beckham, maybe they got enough money. Because he ain't even one of the top 3 receivers right now. You got Mark Andrews, you got Zay Flowers, and then you also got Bateman. So OBJ is number 3. He's number 4 when you talk about looks right now in Baltimore. So the thing about it is, it makes total sense for them to get Henry, but they're not going to do it because of money. They would do it for this year, but then they got to pay him next year. And that's why they won't give up the draft picks. Because they are a great drafting team. I respect the Ravens. Even though they're the Browns, I still respect.
Okay, there you go, being smart again.
They are the Browns. They're the original Cleveland Browns.
No, there's nobody on that team that is part of the Browns. Nobody is on that team that was the Browns before.
Ozzie Newsome is still there, bro.
He's just there part-time. He's there part-time. He's there part-time.
Still there.
Okay, so let's look at the division we're looking at. Miami 5-2, Buffalo's 4-3, Jets 3-3, New England's 2-5. Now, real quick, look at the Buffalo loss to New England. I think more or less it's because of the players that got hurt when they went over across the water. They can't replace those players. And the linebacker that went there from the Rams, Von Miller, he hasn't played yet. So I think that's a key Keats.
He was playing. He played, but he ain't playing well.
Okay. So I think Buffalo is going to have some issues going forward with that team. Miami, everybody just wants to blame the loss on the face mask and this thing happening, that thing happening. And I told the one Miami Dolphin fan, I said, look, man, I said, you remember watching the Super Bowl when the Rams played the Cincinnati Bengals? He said, yeah. I said, you remember the guy that pulled the defensive backs face mask? Everybody in the world saw it. I said, Super Bowl is seen in 50 countries. So that means everybody in the world saw the face mask but the referee. I said, and if they'd have lost, I wouldn't have blamed on that because we get ended with the ball at the end. I said I blamed on that because we couldn't get the ball across the goal line. I said, but everybody saw that.
Just like everybody saw Kenny Pickett fail before he made the first down last week. But your coach.
Exactly.
Had already used all his timeouts.
Yeah. And so so I think that the situation with Miami is going to get better. But I got Miami winning the division. Right? If Buffalo can replace the players they just lost, I think it's going to be a struggle for them. The Jets, I'm still waiting on Zach to show us that he can really be the quarterback, even though they won 2 in a row. It is what it is. And then you got the Patriots who's 2-5. Any thoughts on anybody in the division, Mo?
Miami has not had Jalen Ramsey yet. Happy birthday to Jalen Ramsey. His birthday was yesterday. When they get Jalen Ramsey back, they get Xavier Howard on the other side. The defensive backfield is going to be better, which means their defensive line is going to be better because they're going to have more time to get to the quarterback. That's going to be a nasty team. Man.
So let me ask you a question. I'm looking at the schedule. They have not played a team. They have not beat a team with a winning record yet. So what do you hold that at? They beat the Chargers first week, so that made them 0-1. They beat the Patriots, they was 0-1. They beat the Broncos 70-20, lose to Buffalo 48-20, beat the Giants 31-16. And that score doesn't really reflect how close that game was. They beat the Panthers 42-21, lost to the Eagles 31-17. So are we really impressed on that 5-2 record after seeing what they played? Let's just say that let's say they beat the Patriots, they got the Chiefs. Say they lose to the Chiefs. They beat the Raiders, they beat the Jets, they beat the Commodores, they beat the Titans, they beat the Jets.
Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard will be back for that Chiefs game. And it's at home.
So that game is gonna be the tattletale if they are really that good. Do you agree?
Real.
Yeah.
Okay, because after that,
of course.
After that, they play the Raiders, losing record. Jets losing record. Commanders losing record. Titans losing. They play the Jets again. They play the Cowboys, who got a winning record. They play the Ravens at Baltimore, got a winning record, and then they end up the season with Buffalo again
at home.
So let me ask you a question: can it be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Titans for the last 3 years that come out barn burners and they fizzle at the end of the season with a winning record? Because you know that 1 year y'all won all the games and y'all end up losing.
Well, we're 11-2, 11-0.
Yeah, when y'all lost to the Browns in the playoffs, and then you look at
that's all you got to hold on to. What happened this year? What happened last week?
What happened last week?
What happened to the Rams? What happened to the Browns?
3 weeks ago.
We talking about the Browns. We talking about the Rams because
we beat them both. We beat them both.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
Thank you for recording that.
But anyway, Who we got on? We got. I think this is Dana right here online. Dana.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
We talking about the Dolphins. Of course, he comes on.
We talking about your Dolphins, Dana. And so,
Super Bowl bound. We can't beat the refs too.
Hey, Dana. Let me ask you a question. When y'all played Buffalo, did the refs have anything to do with that loss?
No.
Oh,
the refs had something to do with this loss.
Okay. I'm just asking. The question I asked, and you're gonna be biased because you're gonna say no. But the question I asked Mo was, is the Miami Dolphins this year the Titans of last year and the Pittsburgh Steelers of the year before that, because they jumped out on fire and they ended up losing in the first playoff game that they played during that season. And the reason why I said that is because you play 1, 2, 3, you play 4 teams right now for the rest of the schedule that have a winning record. Everybody else's record is below 500. And if you look at what you did, Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, and Giants and Panthers, they all have losing records. Y'all beat them. So how confident are you really in that 5-2?
Hold on. Didn't the Giants make the playoffs last year?
No, I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about this.
The Chargers made the playoffs last year.
We ain't talking about last year, Dana. They ain't the same team. They're two different teams.
No, we talking about every team is the same the following year.
I get that. I get your point. But that only applies to me. That only applies to the strength of schedule, right? Because that's how you get your schedule. But that's where you get your schedule at, from the strength of schedule that you played. The teams that played last year. That's where you get the strength of schedule. We already knew that the Giants were not going to be what they were last year. Okay, that team. I actually thought Washington would be better than the Giants for real, because I thought Washington had a better defense. But Chargers was 0-1 against y'all. The Patriots was 0-1 against y'all, or 0-2 against y'all. The Broncos I think they won a game. The Giants won a game. Panthers hasn't won a game yet. So
hold on.
Go ahead.
Now the Chargers was 0-1 when we played the first game of the season.
But y'all lost to them, so they didn't have a winning record. They was 500.
We didn't lose to the Chargers.
No, I'm talking about the Chargers. Chargers don't have a winning record right now, right? But they don't. But they don't have a winning record because y'all beat them. So what everybody is saying is that how confident are you in the Miami Dolphins going to the playoffs? When, again, I'm looking at your schedule, and right now, as it sits, the only team that has a winning record is the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Buffalo Bills. So let's just say y'all 5-2 right now. Let's say y'all lose to the Chiefs. That's 5-3. Say y'all lose to the Cowboys, right? That's 4 losses. Say you lose to the Ravens, that's 5. And say you lose to Buffalo Bills, that's 6. So that makes you 11-6, right? How confident are you in that 11-6 if that's where you end up at 11-6? Because if let's say you lose to those teams, go ahead.
I don't want us to have a bye. I want us to keep playing.
Well, I don't think you're going. I think Kansas City probably.
If we get in the playoffs, we're gonna be the most dangerous team in the playoffs.
Now Mo did say that once you get Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey back, that you should be on point. But again, I'm gonna say this: I think the situation with Jalen Ramsey, this being an injury that he never had before, and his recovery time, I don't know if he's gonna be 100% ready. But just have him on the field.
I don't think he should come back with us.
You think he should wait?
I think he should wait.
Wait for how long?
The Eagles beat our nickel and third string. They couldn't do nothing with Tyreek, man. And Waddle was hurt. Oh my gosh, dude.
Dana,
Stop it.
Dana.
Stop it.
Every team has to deal with injuries.
It's still the greatest team on turf.
Wait a minute.
Listen. We get our defensive guys back. I'm not talking about Jalen. I'm like, he ain't doing nothing. I'm good. Then they call the penalties. All those. What's the guy named? Jim Rome said they counted at least 8 penalties that the Eagles should have been called.
Hey, Dana. That's part of it.
And the face mask, hey, they call that face mask a game of time. They tell me that game ain't tired of me, and they call that face mask.
Dana.
He ran so fast. He dropped the ball.
Dana.
So, man.
Dana.
I don't see nothing in the NFC stopping that.
Dana. You put Mo to sleep. You put Mo to sleep with your what ifs and what ands and buts and things like that. You knock him out. Because at the end of the day,
I'll sleep like him that 1 week.
At the end of the day, Dana, you've lost to 2 teams that have winning records. And this is the scenario that everybody's talking about.
The only one I give it was to Buffalo. I'm not giving it to the Eagles.
And you don't have to.
I know what
you don't have to. As a Dolphin fan, you're not going to give it to them, right? You're not going to give it to them. But as far as the NFL is concerned, by far as the NFL is concerned, they won. Like, I'm going to give you, for example, like, I think there was some bad calls against the Rams in Pittsburgh. But the reason why the Rams lost that game is we had a field goal kicker that couldn't make an extra point and missed 2 field goals. He makes those field goals, the extra point. The game's over by the third quarter, and Pittsburgh's like, yo, we just had a nice trip out sunny California.
You know
what I'm saying? That's just the way that's the way I look at it. Steelers are winning ugly.
Can't you just take this butt whipping?
Because it wasn't a butt whipping. It wasn't a butt whipping. Like I said, our field goal kicker missed 2 field goals that he should have made an extra point. That's the difference in the win and loss. And I'm not taking that away from you guys, because the third quarter you guys started rolling. Y'all had the momentum in the third quarter, and it carried over to the fourth. But a little bit in the fourth, we got some of that momentum back. But again, you missing 2 field goals when we made them 2 field goals the first half. We're up by double digits, right? So, and then we get the ball back right before half. Now we don't have to play. Only thing we said, okay, well, let's try to go get a field goal. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get a field goal.
Didn't they give them a bad spot?
Well,
they tried to get the first down.
They did give him a bad spot, but you couldn't do nothing about it because he had no timeouts. You know what I'm saying? So he outcoached himself. But let's get back to the Miami Dolphins, though. So I'm just saying, Mo, what's your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins? And then we can move on. Because Dana said they're going to Super Bowl.
I think they got talent. We haven't talked about the main problem that they have. Tua's health. He looks healthy now. But he get hit one time. This season over.
Okay. So let's talk about the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens 5-2, Pittsburgh 4-2, Browns 4-2, Cincinnati 3-3. Cincinnati, remember I got up on the board. This whole division is gonna make the playoffs. That's what I said from the very beginning of the season. Cincinnati's getting their feet wet right now, and so they're gonna win some games. Long as they win games outside of the division, it's gonna come down to the division. We looked at Lamar Jackson. He's playing great football. They punched Detroit Lions in the mouth. And I'm going to say this, though. I think if you play Detroit in a dome, you probably get a different story. When you play teams, and when teams come outside that dome and come down north, come north where it's nice and cold, or go up in Chicago where it's nice and cold, or the Patriots nice and cold, they play a little differently. They play a whole lot different. But Baltimore went and punched them right in the mouth. I'm not taking nothing away from Baltimore in that win because that's a confident win.
So, in Baltimore,
it was like in the 50s, right, Mo? Yeah, so it was a nice 50. You know, they had no wind blowing and nothing like that. My brother went to the game. He said the weather was nice during that time. So again, but still, if you play in the dome, you're at what 70 degrees, 72 degrees in the dome. That's 20 degrees different. And I'm gonna say I know that for being a Rams fan, the Rams. I remember when the Rams had to go play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh the one year. They're like, yo, can we have him get this game over with? If we lose, we lose. But it's not. It doesn't factor in the long-term goal because we're trying to win the Super Bowl or something like that nature. They're just trying to get, and you're going to get that with some teams. They're like, oh, you know, we're just going to be caught outside. We can make sure we'll take this loss and keep it moving, right? Cleveland beat who they played last week? The Colts, which is a good game.
Minshew, that was a terrible game.
Minshew did his thing. They got some pass interference at the end of the game to cause the Browns to win the game. I don't feel confident in that win because of how they won. I just don't agree with the pass interference thing, putting the ball at the 1 yard line. Man, give him 15 yards and keep it moving. I'm just saying that you're making it too easy for a team to win, and Aaron Rodgers is the master of that penalty. So what I saw at Pittsburgh, though, they got a running game right now. The running game looks pretty good. You're going to get Hayward back, okay? Mo, what's your thoughts on Pittsburgh? You know, what are you seeing there?
We're still struggling on offense. Offensive line looked much better in the third and fourth quarter. So if that continues to get better, we continue to score points. That defense is deadly. We get Hayward back, we can stop the run. We're gonna be up there.
And I didn't realize it, but everybody in the division has won 2 games in a row.
Yeah, our division is smacking people in the mouth.
So, like I told y'all before, I said that whole division can win. That whole division can make the playoffs.
But I told y'all that Cincinnati was going to be the worst team in the division.
And if you look at it right now, if you look at it right now, if the players were to start right now, only teams out of it would be the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now. Everybody else makes it. All the teams. You got Miami in, Baltimore's in, Jacksonville's in, Kansas City's in. Wild card would be you have Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland in. But remember, I told y'all that this whole division could make the playoffs. And I told you that. So AFC South, Jacksonville Jaguars are 5-2. They're starting to get that momentum, guys. They're starting to get their feet on. Trying to get their feet underneath them. And I'm gonna say this
week.
We'll find out.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We'll see how good Jacksonville is. Houston, surprising 3-3. They're playing really good football. Indianapolis Colts lost their quarterback for the year, but Minshew is a good quarterback for them, and he's playing really good football, even though he has 2 losses. He's not the reason why they're losing. Tennessee Titans is a fire sale right now. I think coach is getting fired. I think that Henry might be out there. I think D. Hopkins might end up going to the Cleveland Browns, which I want Cleveland to look for another offensive lineman because we lost Kroenke for the year. I think we need another tackle to secure that situation. But I think they might be in the fire sale. Kansas City. How impressed are you guys with the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs? Is it that they're going through the motions again? Does it look like they're playing with enthusiasm? You look like they're really into what they're doing, or are they just cruising? You know, they won 6 games in a row. Do they feel like, I'm just waiting for the playoffs to get here to turn it on? Mo, what's your thoughts on that?
We'll wait for Taylor Swift.
Their defense is better, man. Those young cornerbacks look good. They have the 4th best differential, even though they look like they're sleepwalking sometimes. The defense is much better. The offense hasn't even started playing well yet because the wide receivers are not catching the ball. Getting McColl in the back. And then figuring out who's going to be that second wide receiver. Kelsey.
So So I'm gonna say this to you guys. D-Hop goes to Kansas City is over.
Yep.
No. Yep.
You don't think you think it's not over there?
Devontae. No.
After the AJ Brown trade, set the fire sale on motion. Somebody said that. I don't know who that was. Dana, you saying it because you're a Titans fan. I mean, you're a Miami Dolphins fan.
I'm not saying that. Oh, I'm like what you say about Miami. You're not playing anybody. Who they beat?
Who Kansas City?
They beat the Broncos, right? The Raiders. Who they beat? Nobody.
But let's look at the schedule. They lost to the Lions 21-20. They beat the Jaguars. They beat the Bears. They beat the Jets. They beat the Vikings. They beat Broncos. They beat the Chargers. Yeah, they ain't really played nobody either. But
they ain't played nobody.
But they are the But wait a minute, Dana. But they are the defending Super Bowl champions, right? So that got to say something, right? And so coming forward, they got the Broncos, they got the Broncos, they got the Dolphins, the Eagles, and okay, so winning records, they got Dolphins, the Eagles, Buffalo, and I think by week 16, Bengals should have a winning record, and they got the Chargers. So really, how's that looking? Can we put them? I can't put them in the same category as the Miami Dolphins with the being like the Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers because they won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl, so they don't get that same slap in the face or disrespect that the Titans got that 1 year and the Pittsburgh Steelers got the year before that, year after that. So, I get your point though about them not playing anybody, but again, that's what they're not really concerned. Nobody's really concerned about them not playing anybody, but if you look at their differential, they're plus 73. Everybody else in the division is a negative. Okay, I think they might have the most plus. Buffalo has a plus 80. Buffalo has a plus 80 in the AFC, and San Francisco has a plus 92 in the NFC. So, again, the Raiders, who all the Raiders are, I think quarterback, they'll be looking for quarterback. The Chargers, I think coach is going to get fired this year for real. He got to go. You fired the offensive coordinator and you give up 28 points in the second half, but you fired the offensive coordinator because he didn't score, but you just gave up 28 points. You come on now. Make that make sense to me. Make it make sense. Denver is who Denver is. Let's talk about Denver real quick. So what you think is going to happen with Wilson? Do you think he stays? Do you think he goes? I mean, he got a fat contract, so it's going to be hard for a team to trade for him because of the money situation. What do you got, Danny? What do you think about Denver and Russell Wilson? Where do you see him? You still see him in
It's trying to cut bait, man.
Where you see him going?
Probably Chicago.
That's not bad place. Mo, what's your thoughts?
He will be throwing to Justin Jefferson next year.
Minnesota. Wow. That wouldn't be bad either. Oh my God. All right, so
back to the Midwest from Wisconsin.
That's a prediction. So Dana says
that's not where his wife wants to be. Though.
Dana said, Wilson will be going where?
Chicago.
To the Bears. Mo says Wilson will go to the Vikings. I'm going to say
He could go to one of your teams.
Go to one of your teams.
That'd be a perfect space for his
That'd be
wife,
a perfect
too.
space for his wife, too.
I want to say the Falcons. That's what I want to say, the Falcons.
Well, yeah,
The
she was from
Falcons
Atlanta.
Falcons got money. They got money. Falcons got. I think they got the highest cap salary other than the Browns. I'm gonna put that to the bench for right now. I'm not gonna make a prediction on him just yet.
I'm gonna take him out of that. I'm gonna say he's gonna go to the Rams. I'm gonna say Kyler Murray is going to Minnesota.
What? Okay.
Arizona's gonna cut bait from Kyler Murray.
Mo says
they're trying to go.
Murray to where?
Minnesota.
And
Russ is gonna go to the Rams.
Wilson
Your boy
to the
Stafford
Rams.
gonna retire this year.
Yeah, but I don't think the Rams want him. Rams gonna do
The
they gonna
Sierra
do-
probably wants LA.
they want some youth movement. Danny, you want to keep what you got up here?
Well, Russ Wilson to
Yeah, to the
Chicago.
bench. Yeah, to the bench. You want to keep it up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a glad hope. Chicago hope.
Okay. NFC North. Lions got smacked around against Baltimore. Minnesota beat the 49ers. Green Bay 2-4. Chicago 2-5. Now, let's talk about Green Bay for a minute. So I want to ask y'all a serious question, and I want y'all to be honest as y'all possibly can with me. If Jordan Love was white, would he be getting as much pressure to be a winning quarterback?
No.
Jordan Love is half white.
Wait a minute. On paper, he. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Time out. Society say he's black.
So did they say about Colin Powell, but he got traded to the White Coalition.
Well, that's a whole different story. But
Him and Condoleezza Rice.
So
The black delegation requested Eminem.
Getting back to my question. Getting back to my question. Mo, do you think if he's white, he would have as much pressure to win?
Boy, half white.
Mo, I'm asking a question. Don't give me half white.
His mama white. No, he would not have as much pressure. Well, yes, I would actually say yes. Because he's been sitting 2 years behind Aaron Rodgers, just like Aaron Rodgers sat 2 years behind Brett Favre. So I would say yes. I don't even really hear about Jordan Love.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's more or less a money situation with Jordan Love because this is his fourth year. So contract extension has to come up somewhere in the conversation with him going forward. That's the problem I'm seeing right now because of the new rookie situation, he has to play at a higher level to get that money from Green Bay to stay in Green Bay. But I still think that if he's white, he wouldn't have as much pressure on him. Now, now the thing about it is though, he's not Brett Favre, he's not Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre had good wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers had decent wide receivers, decent running backs, tight ends, but he always had a great
Aaron Rodgers never had a first round draft pick.
That's right. Offensively, skill position, never had. Right? So you take all those things in consideration and you sit there and say that to me, it makes Aaron Rodgers that much of a greater quarterback because you gave him lemon and he made lemonade. Right? Now, Jordan Love is in his fourth year, guys, but they're saying he's overthrowing people. He's not throwing the ball where it needs to be thrown at. And I think that He's been there long enough to be able to make the throws that he need to make. And I don't think Jordan Love will be the quarterback for them next year. I think that if Denver lets Wilson walk, he might go to the Green Bay Packers, because for some fact no, I'm gonna leave that alone. That whole they got a good offensive line that can't stay healthy, but everything else is younger. So they got to find somebody that's in that time frame of being mature enough to play with this team. So I don't know who's gonna be the quarterback for Green Bay next year. I don't know if they give him a contract extension after next year, because the throws that he should be making, he's not making them right now, and that's the bigger problem than anything else. Okay. NFC South, you got the Atlanta Falcons, who 4-3, Tampa Bay 3-3, New Orleans Saints at 3-4, Carolina's 0-6. Carolina's a young team. We know they got a decent quarterback. They got to build that thing up. Saints, they got Derek Carr, and I don't know if that's working out for them right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-3. They got Baker Mayfield. It looked pretty at first, but it's not that pretty right now, and he's dealing with an injury to his knee.
Baker.
So.
Baker Mayfield, your favorite quarterback.
And he's playing for I think he's playing for a new contract. Atlanta Falcons. Did we see Atlanta Falcons being 4-3 right now? Anybody?
No.
And they're having problems with the quarterback too. So don't be surprised. I mean, I don't think Rodgers is going to be the quarterback going in the future after the season, but they got a good defense. You know what I'm saying? Their defense is pretty decent. You know, so Atlanta could be in a frame mind of going after quarterback, not a young quarterback, but a mature quarterback. So that's another place that maybe Wilson can end up going. Okay, but to me, do you guys agree that they need a quarterback in Atlanta?
Until last week. Until 2 weeks ago, what? He hadn't lost at home?
Yeah, he hadn't lost at home.
So and that included college too.
They didn't even play Robinson. I think they would have beat the post worse than that. He only got one touch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, beat y'all.
But so that
I was looking at what was they going to?
So I was happy. I was playing against them in fantasy.
So
what's going on there?
You got San Francisco 49ers are 5-2. You got the Seattle Seahawks 4-2. You got the Rams 3-4. Arizona 1-6.
What's that one loss? What's that one loss?
Arizona right now. Arizona one win came on the Giants. It came back down 28-0, and so
they in prime position to get Russell out to get kept.
I don't think he said he don't want to go there. I think he honestly comes out and says, "Don't draft me because I don't want to play for you."
And they'll be like,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
They'll be like, so.
And I'm gonna tell you right now what I do.
Eli Manning.
I'll draft him and trade his behind. I trade him to wherever. I trade him to another team. I would draft him.
Trade him to Budapest.
I would draft him and trade him. Whatever team that, like he said, Minnesota, the Cowboys, who else? It was 4 teams. I can't remember what. Raiders need a quarterback, but I don't think the coach gonna be there. I think he's probably gonna end up going somewhere else. So that situation with Arizona, the Rams consistently can't put back-to-back wins together. They're struggling with the running back situation. Defensively, they're young. But again, if they don't see themselves in the playoff picture, I think you're gonna see some major. I think you see some major trades go along, and somebody's coming east. I still don't believe in Seattle 4-2. I don't believe Seattle is that good. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think they're that good. San Francisco, my man got a concussion. Might not play this weekend. Dana, how much confidence do you have in Sam Darnold being the quarterback for San Francisco 49ers this weekend coming up, do you think he can pull it off? Somebody said that if he wins this weekend, he will remain the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. What's your thoughts, Dana?
I don't think so. Sam Darnold is just a journeyman.
Sam Darnold could be Baker Mayfield. That's terrible.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield 5.0.
You're so disrespectful, man.
To which one? They both terrible.
Oh my God. So
Mayfield is better than.
But this is the thing, though. If you have, and let me say this, the only reason why he got a concussion because of that hit he took, right? So that's why he has a concussion. If you don't make that play to get the 1 yard, he probably don't get the concussion, right? He's the perfect quarterback for an offense that all he need to do is manage the game. Now, does he have some key players out? What's the one wide receiver the Debo? He's a big key to that offense, and you saw it last week. Without him, they can't. The offense is not that good. Kittle's in kind of like.
Somebody told me.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Somebody told me.
What?
Next man up. Next man up.
Okay, Daniel. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about next man up. Does it matter? Well, so let me say this. Does it matter next man up for the left or right guard or left tackle, right tackle? Is the next man up?
Next man up, but it's not the same.
Okay. So
you can't replace Trent Williams.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm not that crazy. You tried to fool me.
That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly because
he's left tackle.
That's true. But wide receivers, they got some young guys that I worked for the preseason. What's number 10, Bell? I think he went to Michigan. I might got to step up.
Right, and I'm not.
But forget Shanahan, because he worked with the Miami Dolphins.
Why are we back on the Miami Dolphins again? So Super
Bowl champion.
But the reason why I said that, Dana, is because the quarterback, if you're a backup quarterback, you're a backup quarterback for a reason, right? So there's a drop off from the backup quarterback, and like I said to Patrick the other day on the post, I said the San Francisco 49ers probably got the best 22-man roster, but they don't have the best 53-man roster because when you have that drop off, that's a huge drop off, right? It's a huge drop off when your right tackle and your left tackle get hurt and you replace him with another tackle. If he was that good, he would be starting. I think the same thing applies to the quarterback. If the backup quarterback was that good, he'd be a starter, right? So to me, and y'all may disagree, but y'all can tell me how y'all think. I don't think San Francisco skips a beat with Sam Darnold back there because Sam Darnold is not a running quarterback. He's a pocket pass quarterback. If they can keep him upright, long enough to throw the ball, then he's fine. Because the only thing they really need is a guy in the backfield, a quarterback that can manage the game. Is Sam Darnold that bad? If Sam Darnold if Sam Darnold never had Debo, does it really matter at this point? Because he's not going to play with Debo, so it doesn't matter if he has him or not. Breeland, it's a different story. Or whatever, Purdy. I'm sorry, Purdy's a different story because he need him, right? We saw what they look like as Minnesota without him being on the field, without McCaffrey being on the field. He's not the guy that can lead that team down the field to be that quarterback because they got a quarterback in there right now that only thing he needs to do is manage the game. He don't have to do nothing else. He got to make the throws. We got to make the throws. Offensive line is good. Make the throws. We got to make. McCaffrey can do everything. He can run the ball, throw the ball. He probably can punt. He can probably kick off. He can do a kick return. He can do a kick return. He can do it all for that team. Somebody, okay, so then they said next man up scenario is only good if the next man is close in talent. And that was my point. That was the point I was trying to get across to you. But I think, though...
the next man, hold on. The next man is who?
It said the next man up scenario is only good if the next man is close in talent. And only player I could think of, in my personal opinion, that would be close in talent is the punter. You got a backup punter, got to be as good as the other punter. You know what I'm saying? Because if a player is that close in talent, they're probably looking to move that player. Somebody looking to draft that player. Trade for that player or anything like that. They're not going to keep that player around. You know what I'm saying? So again,
Steve Young.
I need Mo. I need to know your thoughts on their backup quarterback. Do you think he can step in and do what Purdy's doing right now?
Steve Young could have.
Huh? Man, what the hell?
Hey, he was a backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, wasn't he? He is Hall of Famer. That won a Super Bowl.
I think this is Chris. Okay, no, this is wait a minute. Clay Rowland. He said Debo being on the field is more important, but more importantly, T. Will on the field is bigger than that.
Trent Williams.
Darnold ain't Purdy. Purdy ain't Darnold. He's saying. Somebody said that. So again, Rich Davis said that Darnold ain't Purdy and Purdy's not Darnold. So again, guys, what's your thoughts? Mo, do you think that Sam Darnold can go on there and do what Purdy's doing right now? I don't think he gotta do is manage. He don't think he gotta do manage the game. He's not gonna have Debo there. So they gotta figure out a way to get the ball in McCaffrey's hands. What's your thoughts, Mo?
No. People got to give Brock Purdy credit. His two losses in a row are his only two losses. Boy is bad. The boy runs Shanahan's system well. I don't know why people give Brock Purdy credit. Sam Darnold still seeing ghosts, man.
But let's
still
talk about this for a minute because
he's seeing the ghost of Steve Young and Joe Montana.
Hold on, but let me
ask you. Dwight Clark's out there.
I gotta ask you guys a question, right? You made me forget my question because you just said something about Brock Purdy. Oh, that was my question. If Shanahan didn't think that Sam Darnold could do what Brock Purdy has to do, they would have never got rid of Trey Lance. Even though the offense is even though the offense is different, with Trey Lance than it would be with Purdy, right? But then you as a team that's playing them, now you have to prepare for if Purdy plays, and you have to prepare for Trey Lance to play. Okay. So again, like for example, now Tennessee's getting ready to play. They're getting ready to play both quarterbacks this weekend. It's simple as that. Trey was an epic failure. He didn't work out, and he didn't miss. And we didn't miss a beat. Rich Davis said Trey was an epic failure. I don't know how Trey was an epic failure. He got hurt. That's what I'm saying. He got hurt, and
all that cap, all those picks they get for.
But the thing about it is they put up all those. But see, that's Lynch's fault because that's Lynch's fault because Lynch was the one that went out and got him, and we all was like, yo, why would you do that? He's not a proven quarterback, but that's what they did. But again,
I thank him though.
But again, so you don't think that Sam Darnold can produce what Purdy has done as a quarterback?
Wait a minute, are we really saying we trust Sam Darnold?
No, what I'm saying. what I'm saying to you,
other things he was on.
but what I'm saying to you is that Sam Darnold, and I'm not a big Sam Darnold fan because I don't think he was that good in college. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is like when he lost to Ohio State in the bowl game, I said they play a defense that the pros play, and it showed all his weaknesses. Okay, he got drafted by the Jets.
The only reason he's more of a pro this great.
But no, the reason why he's there, Dana, I think is because they don't need him to do nothing but manage the football game. If they keep the same offensive line, right, and minus
McCaffrey play, they'll win.
And minus Debo, who he's never played with before, then he's working. He's rolling the dice with what he got. So you gotta, and they got IU, whatever his name is, he's there. But again, Kittles has not been a factor at all this season with that team. Okay, so you can't even throw Kittles in there as being a factor for
3 touchdowns one game.
He did. I don't even remember him scoring 3
touchdowns. He was only a factor against Dallas.
Okay, so he's factor against Dallas 1 game out of 8. But this is my thing. But check this out though. Maybe he becomes a factor with Sam Darnold because maybe that might be something that he loves doing, is throwing to the tight end a lot. So I'm not saying Sam Darnold is going to win games for them. But what I'm saying is that I think they both are the same type of quarterbacks. They're both the same quarterbacks. And one has Darnold, one doesn't. The last quarterback that came from USC was Carson Palmer, where he needs to be. Darnold is a backup for a reason. Yeah, he's a backup he's a backup that got to play. That's what he is. He's a backup, and I'm just saying, I'm not. All I'm saying is that he became a backup for San Francisco because San Francisco doesn't need a quarterback that runs. They need a quarterback to sit in the pocket and throw the ball to the wide receivers. Got a quarterback in the pocket that has time to throw the ball because they got a good offensive line. Now, when injuries become a part of the play, but when the injuries became a part of the problem, when Debo went out, McCaffrey went out against the Browns, then what happened? We saw Purdy wasn't the dude that could take the team down the field because he didn't have the weapons that he needed to have. So now Sam Darnold won't have Debo, but he had the other weapons. So it's going. I'm just saying. I think it's going to be. I think we're going to see how good Sam Darnold really is this coming up this weekend if he has to play. That's all I'm saying. It's do or die for him. And again, he's in the perfect offense where he ain't got to do nothing. He can't run. He runs a 5.140. You know what I'm saying? And he got a bad knee, but apparently he must do something. He must have some type of system that he runs that Shanahan brought him in. He brought him into San Francisco to be the backup. So only thing I can say is that we would have to wait and see. But I'm just saying, I think that he may not be as bad as everybody think he's going to be. And San Francisco plays who this weekend?
The Bengals.
Okay. That's in Cincinnati, right?
Cincinnati.
Yeah. So that's gonna be
that game.
So that's gonna be a good test for him anyway. The weather's supposed to be decent this weekend, so we'll see where that goes with that right there. All right. So we did the division. We talked about the division. Real quick, we got about a half an hour left. We're gonna get to some basketball.
We gotta do our pick'ems.
Y'all want to do the pick'ems?
Got them both here.
I don't have my pick'em sheet with me.
We don't care. We don't need you.
I see you, man.
Okay. Well, no, y'all go ahead and do your pick'ems, and when y'all get done, y'all come back and we'll talk about
Dana, do you do your pick'ems on ESPN? Do you do your pick'ems on ESPN?
Oh, No, I don't do the one on ESPN. I do one for CBS.
Next year we're gonna do it on ESPN, so then everybody can see it.
Then everybody can see it. Okay.
Then Kev can do his and not cheat.
And not cheat. Yeah, I didn't even sign up.
Yeah, he was talking about last week. Last week I went 13-0.
13-0.
Like, dude,
I'll tell you what, we can do the fan. Yo, we can start right now. For next week, we can do the fancy on Yahoo, and that'll show us our standings, and it just be us three. They do it.
Why I gotta be on Yahoo? Why can't it be on ESPN?
Why can't it be on ESPN?
Because ESPN don't have the app that Yahoo has. Yahoo has an app where you can see. That's the one I got with. That's the one I have with Patrick and them, and I'm in second place. Okay, so I'll set it up. I'll set up this weekend, and then we can do the picks.
Okay.
The picks for next week on there.
All right, tonight.
Cool? All right, tonight
we got Buffalo versus Tampa Bay. Who you got there?
Okay, thank you.
He sound like he getting food.
I'm hungry too, bro. I'm hungry too, bro.
What you getting?
Dana, where you at? Dana, where you at?
I'm in my little basement.
Oh, I thought he thought you was in a restaurant getting food.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, they don't like me in restaurants this late.
This late.
This late.
Okay. Buffalo at home versus Tampa Bay. Who you got?
I got Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't trust Baker Mayfield yet. Cowboys at home versus the Rams. Who you got?
I have the Cowboys.
I got the Cowboys too.
So disrespectful.
Green Bay at home versus Minnesota. I got Green Bay. Who you got?
Green Bay and who?
And Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
All right, I got Green Bay. All right, so Atlanta at Tennessee. Who you got?
Atlanta. I have Atlanta.
Okay, I got Atlanta too because Tennessee got two quarterbacks. New Orleans at the Colts. I got the Colts.
Yeah, I had the Colts too.
All right. The Patriots at the Dolphins. Both of us got the Dolphins.
I had a Dolphin.
Mm-hmm. I know, we know.
We got to keep somebody down.
So disrespectful.
All right. So we got the Jets at the Giants. Home game for both teams. I got the Jets too. Jaguars at the Steelers. I already know who you got.
I thought you already said the Cowboys.
No, I said the Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh.
Oh, I got the Jaguars.
Yeah, I know you do. You know I'm rolling with them Steelers, baby.
Hold on. That game at Pittsburgh?
Is that Pittsburgh?
Okay, I got Jacksonville.
You funny. The Eagles at the Commanders.
I have a new hate for the Eagles, but I'm still going to Eagles because I know they paid the rest. So
you know them Eagles winning that game in Washington. It would be funny if Washington beats them. Texans versus the Panthers. Who you got?
Who at the Panthers?
The Texans.
Oh gosh, I got the Texans.
Okay, me too.
I'm sorry.
Cleveland Browns at Seattle Seahawks. Deshaun Watson is out.
Y'all are so disrespectful.
I got the
Seahawks too.
Y'all are so
Hey
disrespectful.
man, take that man to a massage parlor.
Tell him to be quiet. Chiefs at the Broncos. Chiefs. Chiefs at the Broncos.
Oh, come on, Chiefs.
Ravens at the Cardinals.
Ravens at the Cardinals. Who at the Cardinals?
Ravens.
I got the Ravens. I'm sorry, man. Both of us got the Ravens. Our phone is like terrible.
Yeah, T-Mobile bought our Sprint, so it should be better.
T-Mobile all the time. You ruined it. You need to get Mint-Mobile over here. That's what we need. We get $15. $15. Get Mint-Mobile. Get Mint-Mobile. Cincinnati Bengals at the San Francisco 49ers.
I got the Bengals. Oh, you said right. At the 49ers?
At the 49ers.
You said they was in. You said they was in Cincinnati first.
Who said
I thought they said hey, that's how it is on the NFL ticket thing I was reading yesterday.
No, they're out in San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow. Oh, you got the Bengals on 49.
You got the Bengals on 49. Oh, I got the Bengals.
Okay. I go at the Chargers. I got the Chargers.
You say the Raiders?
The Bears at the Chargers.
Oh, man, come on, the Chargers.
And then the Raiders at Detroit.
Oh, I have Detroit.
Detroit football. All right.
Oh, they go decent on Thanksgiving this year.
Hey, Mo, the fantasy won't allow me to get into it now because it's too late. So if you have an app that we can pick and show it on the show, then we can do it that way for ESPN. I don't know. I know Yahoo more than I know ESPN, so I'm just putting it out.
So you're saying I need to do this now?
Yeah, because I don't know how to do ESPN. I know how to do Yahoo. And when I went to go do it, it wouldn't allow me to go in. It says, "Good luck next year."
It's too late.
Yeah, it's like good luck next year.
You can create another entry at any time. One.
Okay. All right. So if you make it, I'll give you my email because I'm probably gonna need my email address to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Real quick, World Series. Dana, who you got?
I have the Rangers.
Mo?
Who's in it? I don't care, man. The Rangers, I think Arizona. I got Arizona. Because I used to live there.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Rangers. Yo, somebody said this probably be the lowest rating World Series ever watched. I'm like,
anybody gonna watch it?
Shut up.
You gonna watch it?
I said, shut up.
You gonna watch it?
I'm like, shut up. Stop.
You gonna watch it?
Stop. But see, but you know what though? But you know what though? I'm gonna say this to you guys. But check this out. If it is the lowest rating World Series watch, you know why? Because of the playoff system they have, which is trash. This is why. Rangers won the division. Diamondbacks the wild card. But this is what people wanted. Now you got a team that had 89 wins in the World Series. Come on, stop. That don't even make no sense. Makes no sense at all. He's
just mad because your Dodgers out.
And I'm mad because they brought Dave Roberts back. I did not want him back.
I think Arizona's still with the Yankees.
If we get Shotani, then I'll be happy with that.
Why is he saying Vegas is going to win?
I don't know.
Because Vegas don't have a baseball team. I guess he's saying that they're going to win with Orange County.
I don't know.
We're going to do a confidence poll. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, breaking news.
What?
Neither the Celtics or the Bucks to make the finals.
Here you go with your jokes.
Is that coming from a Fakers fan? Fakers. Fakers.
Hey man, I don't really think the Lakers AD gonna kill them this year.
Hey, so Devin Booker's out tonight. Bradley Beal's out for back problems. How important is that?
Already?
How important is that an issue? Yeah, how important is that an issue? That's what I'm saying. I mean, come on, man. What is going on here? Devin Booker, if he could play, he could play, because I think Devin Booker's in the running maybe for the MVP this year. Bradley Beal, I think is going. This trade is going to hurt them more. It's going to help them, because we know he don't play no defense. Okay, and now he having back problems already. The second game of the season, that's not good for them. All right, we can go into more about this later on.
Me and my Lakers.
You have one loss, and you already have a team meeting. What is going on in Chicago? What is going on in Chicago Bulls? They had one loss, and they have the team meeting. I think they got the wrong.
Want to get it right.
I think they got the wrong. Dana, one game. They should have team meeting during the preseason. During the preseason, you have team meetings.
Sometimes after them team meetings, they come together.
Dana, game one. The problem with Chicago Bulls is they need Alonzo Ball. They need him worse than he needs to be with the Bulls. That's why there's rumors that Chicago might be looking to go after your boy James Harden, because he already got his money.
Oh my God! Don't do that to him, guys.
They said, "Oh my God!"
Just walk him out the door. Walk him out the door. Don't do that to them.
Oh my God!
Don't do that to them.
Dana said, "Oh my God!" So
don't do that to them young guys.
So there's rumors.
Don't do it.
There's rumors that's going around about him going to Chicago. I think him going to the Clippers are done. The Clippers are pretty much they're off the bandwagon of getting him. He's not going to Miami because Miami doesn't have anything at all. But this is my thing. If I'm a Sixer fan, I'm pissed off to hospitalities. I really am. Because you did the same thing to Houston that you did the same thing to Brooklyn that you're doing to me. You're mad, and I don't know if you guys heard me talk about this. You're mad because Daryl Morey said to you, I can't talk to you about your contract until the end of the season because we already lost 2 draft picks behind getting PJ Tucker on our team. Okay? So now I can't talk to you no more. We can't talk about this until the season's over with. You go out there and lay an egg in game 6 and then don't score no points in the third quarter in game 7 in the Eastern semifinals, and now you sign you sign in for that $35 million, and then you ask to be traded. Clippers said, "Wait a minute, who's this dude you want to give us? Because we ain't getting up Terry Mann for him, and now you bring him in here." So now the Sixers are stuck with this dude, man. And I feel sorry for Sixers fans because I want them to be 100%. So when we come to Philly and wax their behinds, there's no excuse. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no excuses why
you're gonna wax them no matter what.
No. Because I'm telling you what's not. Mo, you know what's going to happen. Well, you know we don't have James Harden and
they had James Harden last year. Embiid said it best. It's not a rivalry because they keep kicking our beat.
So, but still, even though I want Philly to be good because it's good for the NBA. It's good for the NBA.
It's good for the NBA when the Celtics, Knicks, the Lakers, Miami. That's all it is right now. Those are all it is right now.
But Philly has to be good in the East too.
Nah.
Milwaukee,
Nobody care
that's
about
be
Philly.
good.
Nobody cares about Philly. I don't care about Philly. I don't care about Philly. I think they should bomb it.
I think they should bomb it.
You
tear the whole city down.
Tear the whole city down.
Just restart. Just restart.
Wow.
That's so disrespectful, man.
I don't care. They did it to Tulsa. They did it to Tulsa. Why not Philly? Why not Philly? City of brotherly love. City of brotherly push.
Anyway,
brotherly push. Oh, you so mean.
So anyway,
I hate Philly. You know I gotta get in once a show.
Getting back to NBA, Dana, your boy, the Lakers. My man didn't score enough points in the second half. What is wrong with him? Anthony Davis.
It's so bad his mama got on him.
What's going on, man? He just, you don't sign a contract that he signs and come out and play that bad. Like,
he has the same contract that Giannis has.
And like Jaylen Brown had a nice contract. He got paid. He came out, scored 11 points. But if you look at the way that game went, Porzingis was on, Tatum was on. So he's like, okay, I'll let y'all do your thing. Because that now you got three scores. But Anthony Davis can't come out and do what he did against Denver. That makes no sense. I watched that game. Makes no sense at all. The Lakers are basically going to try their best to be a play-in team. Because there's no way they're going to have LeBron playing, 28 minutes a game and expect to win those games. LeBron's going to have one of his best seasons this year in order for them to get in and do some damage. Now, Lakers got a really good team right now. They got the shooters they need around them. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a little while for them guys to come around to be the team they need to be. But you don't go out there and no score no points in the second half. That's beyond me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I watched Boston last night, and what I was most impressed was the defense that Jrue Holiday brought to the table, that Porzingis brought to the table. I'm not really worried about the offense. The offense will come, but the defense they played last night was on point. And
that's why I said Boston got the better of that trade.
And New York shot the best they ever shot. I guarantee that's probably was the best they shot 3-point shooting in years, in 2 or 3 seasons. That was probably the best game they played last night. They was in the game to the end, and then they got crunch time, and then Boston just took over defensively. Not because I'm a Celtic fan. Go ahead, Mo.
I was going to talk just one quick thing. Holiday guarded Julius Randle all game long. 6'9" versus 6'4".
6'9" versus 6'4".
And 6'4" made 6'9" look 6'4".
6'9" look 6'4".
So, piggyback on that right there is that I seen them recover, Dana, when they like one time. I think Jaylen Brown went for the ball, he missed it. And everybody recovered well, and they end up losing it. They had, I know they probably had, New York probably had about 4 shot clock violations last night because of the defense that the Celtics played. If the Celtics can play defense like that for the rest of the year, because the offense is going to come, they're going to be hard to stop. It's going to be and like I was trying to tell somebody, I said, when you got guys like that that's willing to sacrifice and give it up, the game gets easy for them. It gets too easy that they don't even know what pressure is when they need to have when the pressure time comes on. So they need to have some games with some pressure. Like last night, that's a pressure game to me with New York, being in New York.
Right.
But now watch what Boston do to Miami tomorrow night in Boston. That might be a blowout. I mean a straight. I'm looking at 30. It could be a 30-point blowout for real, because they don't like each other. And now you got Porzingis there. And the only problem I see with Boston is I think it might be on ESPN. The problem with Boston, though, I think that I don't know if Kornet is who we need for the backup center. I like the kid Q, whatever his name is. I like him better. He's more physical. I think he's hungrier than Kornet. So I would love to see him play I'd love to see him play in some meaningful games.
You got Robert Williams too?
No, Robert Williams got traded.
Got traded for Jrue Holiday. He's in Portland.
Jrue Holiday. He's in Portland.
And the thing about it is, Dana, if we had Robert Williams last night, we lose that game. Because the only thing he's gonna probably do is block shots. He's not gonna shoot the three. And like I've been telling Celtics fans before, what y'all failing to understand is that Robert Williams he couldn't shoot the three. That's why they got rid of him. Like Perkins, he couldn't shoot the three. That's why they got rid of him. You know, at some point in time, your center got to be able to be a threat on the offense. And now Williams was a threat for the lobs that Porzingis is getting right now. Perkins was more of a defensive guy who got rebounds. He did the dirty work, but he couldn't shoot the damn ball no more outside of the paint than Ben Simmons, right? So you missed that part. You missed that play from him. Even with Rob Williams, only thing Rob could run the floor, but he can't shoot the three. Now you have Porzingis that can do everything that Rob could do, plus shoot the three. So now that opens up the floor more for everybody else to do whatever they got to do, which makes that five formidable team really hard to guard defensively. So I was really impressed with the defense. I'm a defensive guy. I love the defense. I love our defense, and I hope our defense keeps it up going forward. Anything you guys got? Anything
else? Do better this year?
Who, Boston?
Yeah.
Championship or bust.
If Boston don't win the championship, I'm gonna say this. It may be too early to say this, but I think that they can match or get close to matching the Bulls' record of 72-10. Because if they sacrifice the defense side of basketball, if they can sacrifice that, the only reason I'm saying that because now the three is more prevalent than it was back then. But if they can play defense like they played last night, and defense takes away some of your offense, but at the same token, they had some miserable turnovers too. Jaylen Brown threw two illegitimate passes in a row that he should have threw. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
She said she get away his kids.
Yeah, they wasn't his kids. He threw them away. Illegitimate kids. He threw them away. You know what I'm saying? But again, I just think that's what the offense is going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come. But the defense right now is what it's going to carry them down. So I would say mid. Let me see. This is October. I would say by Thanksgiving we should know if they on that track to be as good as that team defense. I'm not saying the record 72-10 record is reachable. But I'm saying the defense that 72-10 team played is going to be great because they played defense. I'm not going to match them with Golden State because they lost in the playoff. They lost in the championship. Even though LeBron put his stuff on my man's forehead, but they still lost, right? And the reason why Golden State had the best record because they offensively nobody could compare it to them offensively, but they didn't play no defense. So that's why I'm saying about the 72-10 team of the Bulls is that defensively, I want to see if I can see that from this team right here. The quiet team, the team that I think everybody should be looking out for. Let me, Dana, who you think is a quiet team in the NBA right now that people need to stand by to watch out for? Give me the East and give me the West. Who you think in the East?
Okay. In the East, I think it's going to be Orlando Magic. They look good last night.
Okay. Mo, who you got?
And I think the West.
Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead, Dana.
Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Mo, took my West team. Definitely Sacramento. They needed a year, but everybody's looking at Phoenix. I'm thinking Phoenix is that team in the West. In the East, I'm going with the Cavs. They are going to be much better this year because they had a year to gel.
So let me ask you guys. So Dana, you said in the East. Who you say, Dana, in the East?
Orlando Magic. I got a feeling this year.
Okay, so they're probably not gonna make no major changes to the team because they're young. Cleveland Cavaliers, Mo, do you see them making a change to bring somebody else in to stay a formidable team in the near future?
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. I think they're gonna.
What about
They got Evan Mobley just re-signed. So they got Donovan Mitchell.
You both said Sacramento Kings. So do you see Sacramento making some moves to stay above water or be 1, 2, 3, or 4 going forward? Or do you think they're gonna ride and die? They're gonna ride this team out?
I think Sacramento might try and go get somebody. Just because they have a lot of young players. They might be able to put one of them together to get a young all-star, especially as shooting guard. Because I don't think Kevin Huerter is it.
Okay. So my surprise team in the East, who did I have? Doggone it. Is in Indiana Pacers. I think they're gonna be a surprise team. In the West, I'm gonna say the Pelicans, because if Zion can stay off the hot wings, the barbecue sauce, the shrimp gumbo, the crab legs, and the lobster tail, they're gonna be winners. They're going, because remember last year when they was playing before he got hurt, they was #1 seed out in the West. So if they can stay healthy, and they got them another coach there, so I think if they can stay healthy, they might be the surprise team out West that may be able to.
Oh, you got one more for Zion.
That's saying like Ben Simmons is gonna play 40 games.
Stay away from the porn stars.
Oh, the porn star. Okay. Stay away from the punani. I'm just saying though.
It's serious.
I'm just saying he not only is he's playing to make that team better, but he's playing for the future of his contract. Because if he doesn't come through right now, New York's going to say, "Nah, we don't want you as a free agent. You stay right where you're at," because that's where he wants to be. That's where he wants to be. We all know that. So again, they got to play at a high level. Ingram got to play at a high level. I just think that team's going to be a good team to watch. I think that's going to be a team to watch.
He still want to go to New York?
Yeah, he still wants to go to New York. He ain't gonna say it out loud. He's saying it behind. He's doing it the right way. He's not gonna do like Anthony Davis say, "Yo, I want to go to Lakers and nowhere else." Or he's not gonna be like Damian Lillard, "I want to go to Miami and nowhere else." He's not gonna be like James Harden, "I want to go to Clippers and nowhere else." That stuff is gonna stop and desist, because I'm telling you right now, the NBA needs to start finding guys when they start doing that. They need to start finding them for what they do, because that should be in-house. That should you can have all the rumors you want that this guy wants to go here, but for them to come right out and say that, that's not right. Because now you basically tying the team that you have hands on what you want to get back. And a good thing, I'm so glad that Portland did not trade him to Miami, because they wouldn't have got Dilly Squad back. Nothing. If you look at what Portland did, they have a young team that should be decent. And I'm gonna say this: I think my man is gonna fight Wambe for the Rookie of the Year, Scooter. I think it's gonna come down to them two guys. There might be somebody out there that's right now that we're not thinking about, but I think Scooter.
The dude from Charlotte.
Yeah. I can't think of his name right now.
Brandon Miller.
Yeah. So that should be the Rookie of the Year thing. Should be something else. That we didn't get a chance to talk about that, so we can talk about that next week.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I know you have a lot of debates with the young guys. Mm-hmm. I had a debate today with the young guy. I said, dude, he said LeBron is bigger because of social media. I said, dude, Michael Jordan was bigger without that. I mean, if Michael Jordan had social media back then, dude, I said it wouldn't be fair.
He had TV.
I said, but I was just laughing. I said, dude, I understand why you don't talk to the young guys, Kev.
And I got a guy at work. We were talking about that earlier.
Two babies.
He was saying that that LeBron James is a GOAT. I said LeBron James is the GOAT of his era. He's not the GOAT of the NBA. From Bill Russell up, he's not the GOAT. Because at the same what these young people fail to realize, Dana, is that how many guys you see get drafted says, I want to play 21 years and be the scoring champion. How many guys you see come in the NBA and say, look, I want to get defensive player award. How many guys come and say, I want to be rookie of the year? How many guys come and say, I'm gonna be a sixth man of the year? What you hear them say is, I want to win a championship. So winning a championship is a team game. Anything else that you do is accolades for you to get yourself in the Hall of Fame. And like I said to the one guy today, I said, LeBron James stats puts him in the Hall of Fame. Does it put him in some of the greatest of all time? Yes, it does. I said, but the problem that I have, and when you compare him to Michael Jordan, and one thing y'all forget about Kobe Bryant. Y'all forget about Kobe Bryant in the sense. But Michael Jordan never went to a Game 7 in NBA Finals.
They don't want to hear that.
He never went to NBA Finals. And you sit and tell me, well, LeBron took the Cleveland Cavaliers to a finals, and they just was a team. We know, like everybody else know, that the NBA wants who they want. And sometimes they push buttons to allow teams to get where they like to go. You know what I'm saying? So he goes to the finals and they don't win, right? So what they basically did was, okay, we got you to the finals. Then let's think about everybody that came through that door after they went to the finals. Shaq went to that door. Well, how many big men? A bunch of big men went to that door. Everybody came to Cleveland to help him win the title. He couldn't win the title, so he left and went to Miami. Then he wins the title in Miami because they get the big three, because they said that Boston had the big three. And I try to explain this to young people. Boston had the big three, but look what they gave up to get the three. What did Miami give up to get Bosh and LeBron here? Nothing. They gave up nothing. Because they were free agents. So they went there on their own. Boston gave up draft picks. So Boston had to restill
draft picks though.
What draft picks they give up?
Because they had to do signing trades for Bosh and also LeBron.
Right, but my point was draft picks. You don't know what draft picks is going to be. Boston gave up players. They gave up Al Jefferson, my man that dunks really hard. I can't think of his name right now. They was in Houston for a while. The guy that could dunk off the jump. I can't think of his name right now. But they gave up players that they already had on their team. And if you go back right before the year that they got Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, Boston had won 5 games in a row with the young core with Paul Pierce. All of a sudden, Paul Pierce get flashy-itis. He don't play the rest of the season. They play 5 games under 500 that year. They get the draft pick, and it becomes whoever.
Jeff Green.
That's what I'm thinking about. Jeff Green, the guy that could dunk. Which they felt that they got robbed because they should have been in 1, 2, or 3. But who got the number 1 pick? San Antonio Spurs. So the NBA fixes this stuff.
It wasn't that year.
Huh?
It wasn't that year.
What year was it? Who got the first pick that year?
It wasn't Tim Duncan. It wasn't Tim Duncan that year. Because that year we got number 3 and number 6. That's when we drafted. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups, and also Ron Mercer.
Yeah, you're right. I stand corrected. But the thing about it is though is that you when you make those moves and you don't have to give up nothing, then you basically kept the nucleus together for Miami. Only thing Miami had to do is bring a couple guys to make that thing work for LeBron. But this is the thing that I tell young people. You seen LeBron play live. I've seen LeBron play live. I've seen Jordan play live. I've seen Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. I've seen Mitch Richmond. I've seen Sprewell. I've seen Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, Dr. J. I've seen all these guys play. JoJo White. I seen all these guys play live. When you watch them on YouTube, you don't realize, you don't understand the validity of how important these games were in the playoffs because you're not there. Like I never seen Bill Russell play live, but I seen it on tape. But to be in that area and see it, it's a difference. So you can't sit and say that LeBron is the best of all time. And again, I say this all the time. If you play long enough, you're going to break so many records, right? You're going to break records. Look at Peyton Manning. Look how long he played as a quarterback. Look at the records he broke. And he got what, two Super Bowls? For real, he should have only had one, but he got 2 Super Bowls. And the only reason why he got the second Super Bowl because his brother had 2. Because if brother would have had one, he would have had one. He would never got another Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you stick around long enough, you're going to break records. And only thing them records doing, if they're not winning you titles, only thing you're doing is padding your stats. You go to the Hall of Fame in baseball, football, basketball, whatever. But football and basketball, baseball are team sports. And the common goal to me is you win a champion. It's to win a championship. I don't see nobody come out and say, "Yeah, I got 6 man of the year," but you don't even make the playoffs, or you not get knocked in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Wambe said, "Yo, I'm coming here to win championships." The first thing he said, "There's teams that want to win right now. I want to be able to win right now. I want to win one right now. I don't wait 4 or 5 years ago." You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of basketball that we're used to seeing or watching. You know, but these young people don't get that because they're all about watching LeBron James play. And when I talk about sports to somebody, I say, "Are you a LeBron fan?" She said, "I said, then we're not having the conversation." I tell him, I say,
you know, LeBron said he was the best in the world.
I said to him, if LeBron was a track runner or played tennis or played golf,
I told him that today.
Then I say he's one of the greatest. And I'm not saying he's not one of the greatest ever. He's been around long enough. And now I think what he does off the field is incredible. Off the court, it's incredible what he's doing. He's educating our black people. I wish more people would do what he's doing. And LeBron takes great pride in taking care of his body. How is a man that old in better shape than Anthony Davis?
Right.
Leave Mr. Glass alone. He afraid he can't lift weights.
I'm just saying though, you know, because he takes pride in what he does. LeBron takes pride in what he does, and that's proven. We see it every day when he comes on the court. You know, but you could see that he's getting older. His body's getting older, and he can't be in a cryo machine too much longer unless he's gonna come out being Superman. And we know that's not gonna happen. So
his son will be better than AD.
We're back on track on Monday. I got a game at 4, but I should be done, and we'll do the game at 6. We do a show at 6 on Monday. After Monday, we're good until basketball season starts, which don't start until I think after Thanksgiving. So November we should be good. Thanksgiving is on the 23rd, so we'll be, if you guys want to do a show on Thanksgiving, that weekend, that Monday or whatever, however you want to do it, we can do something there. So we should be good for the month of November, going back to 6 to 8. Anything good for the cause, guys?
I'm good.
Dana, how's your brother
doing? My brother. Oh man, he was just keeping him in prayer.
Okay. You wasn't on earlier.
He's fighting, man.
One of my coworkers found out that she has, the seed thing going on with her, man, and it just broke her down today. She had me in tears, and she didn't. I don't know what stage it's at, but I don't know if it's. I don't think it's. if it's in the first stage, you can catch it and you can get the chemo or radiation, whatever I know I know now they have pills that they can insert that can penetrate the area and kill the cells. But who's to say if it comes back or not? You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely keep your brother in prayer, man. If anything happens, please let me know. Please let me know so I can, send your family something. Mo? Mo?
I hate Philly.
You already paid the ticket. You already paid the ticket, man. You got your car back. What's the problem?
It's always gonna be there, bro.
I hate to be there.
It don't leave my heart for Philly.
Oh my gosh!
Just call me Santa when we talk about Philly, because I'm throwing it back. I'm throwing every battery back. Adam. Why did they throw it at me?
Wait a minute, guys. Real quick before we go. What's the must-see game next week?
NFL or NBA?
NBA.
You got Tampa and Buffalo.
I got the
Steelers in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville and Steelers, yep.
Jacksonville and Steelers. That's the most.
Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh, and what else? Y'all said you had another one?
49ers and Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati, San Francisco. I would say that Cleveland and Seattle game is going to be good too. That's good. That's going to be a defensive thing. Both defenses might score that game.
Yo, stop being so disrespectful.
That dude needed this massage parlor. He on my bench now. I got Dak. I picked up Dak.
Yeah, because he gonna have to throw the ball now because they ain't really running the ball like they're supposed to.
Nope. Jerome Ford is out too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just man. We can't win for losing. But it's all right because we got a good defense, and hopefully everybody get healthy.
Yeah, they do have a good defense. Yeah. It's a waste of a defense.
Myles Garrett blocked the punt, 2 strip sacks.
He blocked a field goal. He blocked the extra point.
I'm sorry, blocked the field goal. Yeah. And he had true strip sacks. Both of them turned into scores, 14 points. So, yeah, he did his thing this weekend.
You see TJ White got
another interception.
But did he score?
He got down to the 5-yard line.
Did he score?
Did Westbrook score?
Yeah, he scored. He got the touchdown in the end zone. The strip sack.
Then somebody else picked up the ball.
But the defense scored, so the offense didn't have to score.
He has touchdowns this year.
Again, the defense scored, so the offense didn't have to.
You have no comeback because I sent you the thing. You didn't say nothing to it because you know it right.
No, I sent the clip to tell you who's leading MVP votes right now. It's Michael Parsons, Myles Garrett, and then your board.
That is so wrong.
Look at the post. Look at the post.
Without TJ, we'd be 0-6.
I'm just telling you what they're doing. I'm just telling you. So, all right, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. You have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. So, let me go here.
Sorry about I was late tonight.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening